Welcome to the October real estate market update for South Huron, Bluewater, and Lambton Shores. We are still firmly in a buyer's market in this area, but as you're going to see, things may be starting to change. The further we get into this, the better the data becomes. What I'm doing now is giving you a 3-year graph with a 12-month rolling data fixed point. So that takes out a lot of the ups and downs that we get with a small amount of data that we're using and gives us a better trend line. So in this case, what you can see is Bluewater, as far as median sales price, has dropped from September to October, 7,055 to 690. You can also see that that's a drop of 13.7% from a year ago. Lambton Shores, on the other hand, stayed virtually even, 610 to 612, but has dropped 7.5% over the year. And South Huron actually went up from 450 to 469, but is virtually unchanged from a year ago. So for new listings, I've gone back to a monthly view because it only makes sense to look at that on a month-by-month basis. As you can see, all three markets have added less new listings in October than they did in September. But if you also look, all of them have got higher quantities of new listings than they did a year ago. Bluewater up 35%, Lambton Shores up 64%, and South Huron up 25%. This is all part and parcel to the buyer's market that we're in. A lot of inventory and not a lot of it selling quickly. Homes for sale currently in all three markets has dropped slightly. But if you look at the year over year, Lambton Shores is almost double what they were a year ago, up 96.8%. Bluewater fairly consistent, 59 homes for sale, up 5%. And South Huron, 52 homes for sale, up 30%. This graph is showing number of homes that actually sold, and all three markets are fairly consistent. Bluewater had 12 in September, dropped to 8 in October. Lambton Shores, 12 in September, up to 15 in October, and South Huron 10 each month. As you can see, year over year, South Huron and Bluewater are both down. Lambton Shores is up slightly. Median days on market for South Huron and Bluewater both have had a significant increase. So South Huron went from 53 to 68, and Bluewater went from 30 to 42 days on market. Lambton Shores stayed steady at 29. Now, those are the days on market of the homes that sold, meaning when a house sells, how many days on market had it been on the market. So having a few of the longer in the tooth listings sell, ones that have maybe been on for 6 months or more, they will increase this number. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to see some higher numbers for days on market, because that does mean they're selling. It's probably better that they sold after being on the market for a while than still sitting on the market. For sellers looking for a little bit of positive news, we may have found it. This next stat is month supply of homes for sale. And all three markets appear to have had a turning point. So when we look at Bluewater, for example, last month of September, there was 6.6 months of inventory. Now it's down to 6.3. Still significantly higher than we'd like to see it, but it's gone in the downward direction. Lambton Shores from 7.9 to 7.3, and South Huron from 7.5 to 6.3. So as I'd mentioned in a previous video, it's generally considered if we're around 3 months of inventory that we're in a balanced market. We get above 6 months, it's considered a buyer's market. So this would still be considered a buyer's market. But if we get ourselves back down into that 3-month range, it'll certainly be better for sellers. Buyers, take note. Maybe the market's changing a little bit. Inventory seems to be shrinking, and you may not be able to get away with the lowball offers for too much longer. A little side note, if you look at the year over year, it's still significantly higher in all three markets. Bluewater the least at 16.7 up. Lambton Shores more than double at 114% up. And South Huron 65% up. So same stat all the way across the board. But as I say, we've seen a turning point. Who knows if that'll be a trend. Percent of original list price is this stat. I've taken it back to the 12-month rolling just so the changes aren't quite so harsh. So as you can see, we're still on a downward trend, meaning that, I shouldn't say downward, it seems to have leveled off. If you look at Bluewater, they've moved from 94.3 to 94.1, so pretty steady. Lambton Shores, 95.8 to 95.9, again, almost flat. South Huron, 95.6 to 95.6, so virtually unchanged across the board. If you look back to October of 21, November, December, January, February, all the markets were at or above 100% of list price. Those were the glory days for sellers and realtors. Just list it and watch the offers come in. This next stat is percent of last list price, which I know sounds very similar to original list price. The difference being the last list price is the price when the home actually sold. So if a home came on the market, was reduced, maybe reduced again, what was the discount that the sellers actually accepted an offer at? So again, we're fairly steady. I've got this on the 12-month rolling. If you look at Bluewater, that's gone from 96.5 to 96.4. Lambton Shores, 96.8, stayed steady. And South Huron, 97.1, up slightly to 97.3. So we're all pretty consistent in the 3 to almost 4% under asking. Now, the interesting thing about this camel hump of a stat is if I look back from, say, March 2021 through until October 2022, so for a year and a half, South Huron was above 100% of last list price. That is bizarre. That means probably we as realtors were not putting a high enough price on the properties. Buyers and their realtors felt it was worth more than 100% of asking for a consistently long period of time. So I don't know if we'll ever see those days again. I think as realtors, we maybe should have been more aware of what we were doing. We probably left money on the table if the buyers were willingly, and I know there's a lot of competition then, but there was a long period of time that they were paying more than any of the asking prices. Our final graph, as always, is price per square foot. And again, I've got this on the 12-month rolling just to take out some of the immediate ups and downs. And as you can see in all three markets, really it's still on decline. So if we look at Bluewater, it's dropped from 459 to 454. Lambton Shores from 354 to 343. and South Huron stayed steady at 321. And when you look at the year over year, Bluewater and South Huron are both down around 3%, but Lambton Shores is down around 16%. So, price per square foot still seems to be on the decline, and we'll watch for that to turn maybe in the future. So as you can see, we're still firmly in a buyer's market, but that may be changing. Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video, and I really appreciate all the feedback, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.